chairs again.
Oh,
Gotta move those chairs.
they're comfortable, they're great chairs, whoever picked them up.
You never notice until it kicks off when it's blocked by the chairs.
Yep.
All right,
You all set? You
Why
good?
is it still so small?
yeah, it should have gone for the whole thing.
It's on.
There's Jillian.
Click on the actual
Hey, Jillian.
cam.
Oh, so
It will bring it up.
I don't hear any audio
Like
either.
right there.
Yes.
Not yet. She has hers muted, that's why.
Hi
Hi, Jillian.
Hey,
Hi there.
We're just getting going, we haven't opened yet.
Okay.
You guys all set?
Good to go.
From?
Yep.
Yes.
Hi,
After,
Doctor. I'm unmuted.
afternoon, we're opening Board of Health on May 15th, 2024. This is Dr. Vigon. Roll call.
Patrick Tropiano here.
Attorney, Jillian Morton here.
And
Have it.
Jean Connaughton here. Thank you. Okay, and we just, Larry is not here tonight. I couldn't make it, he had another meeting. Discussion, so we're starting off with a discussion and possible vote on Dusk Till Dawn tattoo apprentice approval. And we have someone here regarding the,
It's Fernandez, Peter David
Dawn
Fernandez
Tattoo?
III.
Hello, yes, how you doing? My name is Peter David Fernandez.
hi there, welcome.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about,
I grew up in West Wareham, so I'm from the town. I grew up as always doing art. My dad was an artist, so he would always have me sitting down doing art with him. And I played a lot of sports. As I got older, art just always came back to me, so it was something I knew I wanted to do. And if I could figure out how to make it a profession, I was very destined to do it, so.
great. And, so when are you planning to start working? Oh, it's apprenticeship, right?
As soon as I am able to pay for the issue, and once I am okay and I have all my papers and stuff set, I am looking to work.
And I see you have, yes.
David, I had somebody send me a thing to your website where you have put up some of your art that you had already done. And I know it's been
Yeah.
taken down at this point, but you were basically practicing without any licensing at all. So can you help me with that?
So I was just uploading tattoos that I thought were cool, and I was practicing on myself. Throughout the time of me starting the tattoo, from my legs to my arm, my chest, I have tattooed myself, so I would post a lot of that as well.
Were you were at the place where you're planning on working now, when you did some tattoo?
Yeah, but I was not tattooing at that shop. I only did photo shoots at that shop, so that was the only thing that I ever did there. I never took clients on and took work at that place before I was able to get into my meeting.
Okay. Anybody else?
And I think last time we had, in the regs, you're not required to have, the hepatitis B and all, but it's certainly recommended that you've either been vaccinated, you're probably young enough that you've been vaccinated against hepatitis B, and.
I'm sorry to cut you off. You can keep going, ma'am.
No, have you been so generally the recommendation is that you have been vaccinated or get tested, and if you test negative, that you then get vaccinated to protect yourself in case there's a stick.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't see that at all on the requirements. I did do the tuberculosis test.
I see you did a CPR and the tuberculosis, and that's all great. It may have been in past requirements, but we're sort of the same as mass regs now. And it's just protects anybody dealing with blood, with someone else that potentially you might get stuck, to protect yourself against Hep B, well, sometimes we recommend people get tested when they're starting to do something. It's like the same as nurses and docs and MAs in emergency rooms or wherever, that they get tested before they start working, and then you have something to go by right from the beginning. It's certainly your choice, but I would certainly recommend that.
Okay, thank you.
I have another thing, if I
Yes,
can.
please.
I would like to request that we ask the operator of the shop to come in front of the board, because as I understand it, and we've had some people go there and so on and so forth, that she's only there, she's not there all the time. In fact, she's away like every other week or something in California. And that means that the person that's operating the shop is not in control of the individuals that are there practicing.
So if you're an apprentice, who's going to
Yeah,
be working with you? Is there going to be one person that you work with when you're there?
There is 2 licensed artists in the shop that I am under, and that I look to and I watch what they do and stuff like that, and that's who I would have to be there with. And yes, he is correct. Liz also goes to California, so sometimes, like, she's there right now, but so she was just back home for about, I want to say, like 3 weeks or so, and then she goes again. So there is times that she is not there, but when she isn't there, Andre is there. He is another artist in the shop. He is a licensed artist, as far as what she told me, and as far as what she told me as well, as long as Andre is there, then I should be okay, because as long as somebody licensed is around, an apprentice is okay to work.
Yeah, and ideally, it's not just that they're there, but they're certainly helping you as an apprentice and showing you if there's a problem, right? So as long as we can confirm that, obviously when you're working as an apprentice, somebody, if that's the the different
Apparently.
apprentices generally should be a requirement that somebody else whose license is there at the
Well,
time.
apparently Andre finished in December
Yeah,
to
okay,
get his
good,
license, so.
okay.
So before that, because I don't remember appointing anybody else except for apprentices over there. Since
Okay.
that shop started, so
Yeah.
I had no clue there was another artist.
Okay.
Okay,
So that's I'm okay with it, as long as, obviously you'd want to be around and work with someone who has a license.
I just want to say one thing to you, David. Peter, sorry. Peter, there's a lot of rules that you have to follow, and I just want you to
Yes,
follow
sir.
them all, okay? I mean,
Okay.
don't do any tattoos. If somebody says, hey, can you do this for me? No. Say no.
Yeah.
You gotta come to the shop, we'll do it, until you get licensed and you're officially able to do that, okay? 'Cause
Yes, sir.
You can't be doing that, all right? It's just wrong, and if something goes wrong, you will never have another license in your life. So you
Yes,
don't
sir.
want that to happen, okay? All right, thank you.
All of the we do see an increased incidence of hepatitis
Yeah,
C, for example, with people who have tattoos. It's because some people have gotten tattoos where they're not inappropriate, they haven't been appropriate cleanliness and all of that. And I'm sure in the shop you do, but those are the kind of things you need to be careful of.
I mean, I have no
Yes, sir.
problem with tattoos or anything, that's great, you wanna do whatever you gotta do, that's fine with me. But I do want you to follow the rules, because I don't want somebody else getting hurt. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what we have to
I
protect,
understand that.
is protect other people, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we do here, so, thank you so much.
I would entertain a motion.
All right, I make a motion that we approve Peter Fernandez of, what's his address again?
Oh, can I say something? I'm sorry.
Yes, of
Oh,
course.
yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
Julian, sorry.
I'm on here.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
go for it.
Oh, he already left. Okay.
Go for
I was
it.
gonna
He already
say,
left?
That's all right. That's all right. I was just gonna say thank you. It's nice to hear someone who grew up in Wareham, who contributed and now wants to be here and be a
Right,
part of the businesses that are in the town. I really appreciate that.
yep,
And second, what Patrick said about license, I mean, you lose that, then it's not, you're gone. Oh, he's back, okay, or maybe he's coming in. I just, oh, hi, Peter, I don't know if you heard what I said, but, oh, you're on mute.
No, it looks like maybe he got cut off. He's reconnecting.
Oh, there it is.
You're muted now.
There you
I kept getting phone calls and I went to hang up and it clicked the accept. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
That's all right.
Okay. That's all right. I was saying thank you for, growing up in Wareham and then coming back and contributing to, the commerce and businesses here. I appreciate that. And what Patrick said is very true regarding license, right? So if, me as an attorney, if I do something wrong, then it's gone. So you need to just protect yourself no matter who you're over, and make sure that there is protection for yourself.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's the best part about it, being able to be in the same town you grew up in and knowing everybody and stuff like that. It's a good feeling.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I find that businesses who are from the town, who live in the town, they often respect the rules best, but, we'll see. Don't do any more tattoos until you're approved.
Did you go to,
So-
did you go to Upper Cape?
No, sir, I went to Wareham High.
Wareham, okay, all right, just curious, because you're the same age as one of my kids, so I was wondering if you went to school with them.
No, sir.
So, I would entertain a motion.
Okay, so I move we approve Peter Fernandez III as an apprentice, Dusk Till Dawn Tattoos, and Peter resides at 2293 Cranberry Highway in West Wareham.
And do I have a
And I
second?
second that.
And roll call,
Jillian Morton, second.
and roll call vote,
Patrick Tropiano, yes?
Jillian Morton, yes.
and Amy Vigant, yes. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
All right.
So next on the agenda is discussion and possible vote on tobacco regulations. I think last meeting we talked a little bit about having a time limit of how long people have to pay the fine. That wasn't part of the, I don't think it's ever been an issue before. It seemed, and so we have in front of us in our package is regulation of the Wareham Board of Health restricting the sale of tobacco products.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
When you did this, so you gave him a time frame, right? What was the time frame you decided on, that you thought was good?
60 days?
60 days,
I wanna say it
okay.
was 60 days.
So what happens at the end of the 60 days?
So, I typed up a nice draft that I left in the printer for everybody.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I know.
It's, it would go in S violations, it was number 7, and it was, to paraphrase, something along the lines of, fines are to be paid within 60 days of the Board of Health meeting, that fines were issued,
Mhm.
and then subsequently, non-payment can be considered, a continued violation.
Okay, so that's, what happens is that really, they still can wait until, they come up for renewal before we can
Currently.
trash their license.
Correct.
But why can't it be added to the, you'd have to speak to the state guy. Why
Yeah.
can't we just suspend their license if they don't pay the fine within 60 days?
We could?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that makes much
That
more
makes
sense.
much
It
more sense
gives it a
to
little
me.
bit more teeth, it gives it a little bit more teeth. If you,
Yeah.
say they just opened just got their license, and there was I know these things takes a few months to come to us, but
Right.
say they got their license in December, it comes to us in February or March, and you give them 60 days, well, they could go for another half year without paying it.
Yeah.
So, I don't disagree with that. Any other comments or thoughts?
That's how I'd like to see it.
Oh.
So if you could put something together on that basis and bring it back, that's what I'd like to see, if it's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
No, that makes
I
good
didn't
sense.
see that language within the document, so I'm not sure if the one at least that was sent to us, so
Yeah.
perhaps this one needs to be continued.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And is it true, Patrick, that we need to have this, Donald, that we have to bring this, if we're going to vote on it and change it? Does it have to be in the
Public hearing.
We would have to hold a
public
public hearing.
hearing, right? So we could we could look at it, and I don't think there's a rush, so we could look at it the next meeting,
Yeah,
make sure the wording is great,
then set up the.
and then we could set up a public hearing to do it.
Correct.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that would be great. Any other comments on the regs on the tobacco products?
No.
I know we've gone over these quite a bit in the past year, so.
Yeah. And that ruling would be effective on the date that, you know, if it gets passed. So these current violations that we have, if people haven't paid, is that gonna be included within this? I just don't know the status of these people who have outstanding fines.
Well, if they have outstanding fines, we could, if we put it in the regulations, it can be retroactive.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, I think it needs that language in there,
Yeah.
retroactive.
Yeah. Make it retroactive, so anybody's with outstanding fines are subject to it, that's all.
Great.
Okay?
Yeah, I agree with that. Perfect.
All right, awesome.
And,
Now we're
Um,
Do I
talking.
have a motion to continue the discussion, or is it just a discussion?
No,
this
it was
is
just
a-
discussion
It's just a
anyway.
discussion, we don't think we need a motion.
Okay, on to the next thing.
Thank you. We're always, it's always good to have someone paying attention though.
Oh, yeah.
Next, we have Susan Dory on the,
She's been coming to a couple of meetings and we couldn't talk to you yet, so now we can, because you're on the agenda.
do you wanna come and, and sit closer?
Talk to us.
Since,
It's close enough?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, go
You're-
ahead.
You're interested in joining, as an associate member?
Yes. Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about you and
Member of the
what you,
community, and I'm a podiatrist. I've practiced here for the last 20 years. I live here. I have interest in being involved somehow with
that's awesome.
whatever we do in this town, so.
Well, it's a nice town, it's a great town, and I've been involved a long, long time. And I gotta tell you, you get out more than you put in when you volunteer like that. You really do. It's awesome.
Anyone have any questions for Dr. Dory?
I'm excited for another, doctor on the board, to have that, and she's a fellow Main Street person, so I like that. I think it's awesome. I've had relatives that have gone to you, Dr. Dory, so,
Thank you.
I know your reputation, and it's, shows that you've been there for so long. So clearly your clients care about you and the advice and stuff, so I'm excited to have you, and thanks for being a part, or,
Thank you very much.
looking into it.
Look forward to it.
Is there anything you wanna
Yeah.
tell us? Question you wanna ask us?
Well, I need to be educated on a lot of things that you probably know much more about than I do, but I'm willing to learn and read.
Okay, so when you fill out the paperwork in the selectman's office, you are online, you can do it, you
I
fill it out.
did it,
Okay,
yeah.
so when you do that, then you have to take the ethics training, they'll send you a link. You take the ethics training and the open meeting law training online. And once that's complete, then the selectmen will bring it up for appointment, okay, for appointment purposes. And then we'll welcome you with open arms when you come.
They're gonna send me the
We'll
link.
send something to them.
It comes to you, you will get it, and, it's online now, it used to be a piece, paper, but it's online, and it's not too bad, it's a little annoying sometimes, but it's not
It's
too
state
bad.
training, it's pretty easy, really. I
Right.
mean, for anybody who's got half a brain, it's common
I'm
sense.
good.
Yeah.
It's all common sense. It really is, it's all common sense, it really is. And you'll be able to handle it with
And,
no problem.
and one thing that we will try with everyone and new members, I don't think we've done it yet, Jillian's been a year now, have you been? Has it been a year?
Yeah,
I think.
maybe a year and a half.
So we spoke with some of the other members that maybe every meeting we'll try to have a little bit of education on Title V or whatever other issues that we need to vote on, so that we'll have some education during the meetings a little bit. And just, just a little bit every time will go a long way. So we'll try, and it makes it a little, I think that for those of us that aren't educated on Title V from our lives of what we do. That's the hardest, I think it's the hardest thing to do here. So, I'm always happy to get educated more in Title V. I've done some on my own, but it's not easy if you don't do it every day. So,
Well, and it's complicated, more complicated every day.
yeah,
Because it keeps changing constantly. I
Yeah.
mean, constantly. People don't realize how the wheels are turning
Yeah.
all the time.
and when you hear Larry speak about some of the rules, I mean, you literally have, there's so much going on. So having people on the board that understand Title V well, we try very hard to have a balanced board. So that's, I think I would entertain a vote to recommend.
Yeah, I move that we authorize the chair to send a letter to the selectmen, that we, favorable action for, and I don't have your name right here, I
Dory.
guess. What is it, Susan,
Susan
right?
Dory.
For Susan Dory, okay? That's what I'd like to see.
And I second that.
Yes, and a roll call vote,
Patrick Tropiano, yes?
Jillian Morton, yes.
then Amy Vigan, yes.
There you go.
So we'll get a letter off to
Chairman of the
whoever,
Board of Selectmen.
Chairman of the Board of Selectmen, Chairwoman Whiteside, and
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 thank
that
you for
usually
being
then
patient.
happens then at the next, or depending on when it lands, a couple meetings out. They'll put it on their agenda. But you can keep coming to the meetings.
I will try,
And
yes.
we'll find out when our next one is soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Health agents report?
I would love to. Although I can assure you, there is nothing exciting in town.
So it's interesting that there are very little court, just, in the last year or so, initially it was COVID, but pre-COVID, there were always court cases.
Yes.
So, and again, I just read ahead, but has something changed? Is it for the good that we don't have to go to court so much, or?
I just read tickets now. We don't have to go to court with any of them. We have a wonderful ticketing system. I have quite a few tickets floating around. I've painted plenty of doors orange, so.
So maybe that should be changed into the
It kinda
court
is.
cases, how many tickets you
The
wrote.
only reason we keep it up is for the occasional, we have some of the court cases that we end up in for, non-payment for the housing inspection program or things like that. But we haven't had anything
Okay,
like that recently.
that explains, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, so Bob used to go to court with, a lot of them for non-compliance, for all your general issues, whether it was hoarding, property issues, housing. Now we have the ticketing program, so it makes it a lot easier, streamlines
Okay.
it.
Great. Sorry, I interjected.
No worries. Title V review, one conventional plan, 3 alternative system plans were done. 1 new perk test, restaurant inspections are ongoing. We should be starting up our second round of those here shortly. Beach water sampling, we have an official start date, June 10th, which is a Monday. We sample on Tuesdays, but that's the official start of the season for the DPH. Public health nurse, she's working on her disease tracking and reporting as always. I believe I saw her, so on Zoom with us is Devin. Devin is,
Epidemiologist.
yes, the
Oh,
epidemiologist.
how exciting! Can we say hi first?
Absolutely.
Yeah, hi, nice to meet you all. I'm Devin, and I am the regional epidemiologist for Southern Plymouth County, so Wareham falls under my little collection of towns. I have Plymouth, Plimpton, Carver, Wareham, Kingston, and Duxbury. And I spoke with Patrick today. I think I see him in the corner.
Yes, he is there.
Okay, yeah, he's there. And we talked a little bit more about Wareham. I'm a transplant from New Jersey, so really I wanted to come here today to show my face and also learn more about, the public health issues you guys are talking about and discussing. Patrick and I had a little one-on-one talk, but my big plan right now is to do a big epidemiological snapshot of all towns that I'm working with, and then eventually create a presentation that I will present to each town about what I'm seeing, as well as some recommendations going forward. But yeah, excited to
Yes.
work with you guys.
That's very, very exciting. Early in COVID, I spoke with numerous epidemiologists at the state for various reasons, and I must say that's the only time I've called. I suspect there's some people that are listening that might not know what an epidemiologist is. Could you give us a little blurb of what you do and what your role is?
Yeah, certainly I can do that. So epidemiologists, we are really interested in health behaviors and health outcomes. And I am working on a lot of research as well as data analysis, but I'm also here as a sort of resource for community things. So I'm working on a little, like, what is an epi sheet, because this is not the first board to tell me that they're also a little less familiar with us. So I can help lead research efforts, survey creation, visualizing data, working with Maven, health communication and education, health campaigns, and also doing community health assessments. So, going into the community and talking to people about what they think is a big public health issue. So I'm also able to help provide expertise on disease transmission and prevention and public health response. So I have a pretty versatile tool belt, but essentially you can think of me as the public health data nerd who can also do some intervention stuff.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's lovely to have epidemiologist on site, and it would be interesting to hear what you initially see and can present to us. That's great. And yeah, we can add her to
Devin,
us.
do you- Oh, go ahead, Dr. Annie.
No, we'll add her too, so that
I
we can get in touch with you if we need to.
Yeah. Do you do, Devin, like presentations geared towards like different sort of groups? So like the seniors or like kiddos? Because I think that could be, I know you're just kind of getting into it and stuff, and the kids are going, into summer, but I know perhaps like we could do some sort of partnering with like Council on Aging or something. I think it would be really great to do something like that.
Yeah, certainly. And I have worked previously with children, adults, and older adults. And my background was in substance use prevention and awareness. So I'm happy to kind of, I can do lots of topics, but certainly we can work on developing kind of programming that can be distributed and things like that. Yeah, we'd be happy to do it.
Yeah, I love that. Great.
We have had, or I had started it with COVID, infectious disease or a health report. I'm a physician. And so I thought it was important to get messages out, and this was one way to do it. But perhaps if you're able to join us, you're more than welcome to also use that. We have infectious disease report timing. If you ever have anything that you want to get out to the public here in Wareham or things, that might be the time to do it too.
Yeah.
Certainly summer, the tick and all of that.
Yeah, I'm hearing about ticks. Every board of health is talking about the ticks. I'm from New Jersey, and I had never thought about them so much, but now I'm thinking about them a lot. So.
Oh, yeah, we see it a lot here, came up from Lyme, Connecticut back in the 70s, and we still have them here now.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
So really excited to be here and kind of meet you all and learn more about Wareham and any contributions I can make towards making a healthier, happier Wareham.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Dr. Amy, I do need to leave to go to the Barth Scholarship meeting, so I just want to, I
Yes.
don't know if you want to, okay, I apologize.
We're okay, there are
Sign
two of
off.
us, so I think we're okay
Okay.
for the rest of the meeting. But thank you for coming
All
for the half hour,
Yes,
and
of
being
course.
part, as usual. Been great.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye, Julie.
thank you
Bye,
guys,
Jillian.
have a good night.
Okay.
Any other comments on your,
That was the only thing I needed, my smooth segue into introducing Devin.
Beautiful.
okay.
Beautiful.
And then, with the infectious disease, tick is probably our next tick-borne illness. We start seeing a lot at this time of the year, reminding everybody to,
Tick-borne and mosquitoes we're coming
Excuse me?
into. And mosquitoes we're coming into the.
and mosquitoes are starting to come too. Ticks come first when it's still cold outside. And we are already seeing quite a bit, so, be careful, certainly,
Some people don't realize is that they wait too long to get their pools uncovered.
Yes.
And they cause a lot of the, you know what I mean, and the cover, the water sits in there,
Ah.
and they wait too long and the mosquitoes break out. If they clean them up and get them out of there right away or early enough.
Cold, well, it's
when
still cold.
Yeah, all those mosquitoes go with them, they all die with it,
Oh, that's a good point.
you know, and so.
Hadn't thought of the pools.
Yeah, so, you know, if you're not open now, you haven't got your cover off, you should get it off and get the water, the standing water off of there, and get chlorine in that pool as quick as you can.
Yep.
Ah.
Any standing, stagnant water you can get rid of.
So if-
Stagnant water,
If you
gotta
have
go.
standing stagnant water and you put a little chlorine in it, will that keep the bugs from
Yes,
coming?
yes.
Ah, nice to
If you're
know.
early enough.
Yeah, but you know, once they, you know, they're sitting there, they've been probably sitting there since fall, you know, when you
Yeah.
close up the pool. And their larvas are all, you know, sitting there ready to go. And if the temperature gets to the right place and the right time, they break out.
I'll think
Too
of it.
late now.
Interesting.
They only live 28 days each cycle, but then they have to find other ways. But, you know, the number one killer, really, the number one killer of humans is the mosquito in the world. If you think of it worldwide.
Yeah.
The number one killer of humans worldwide is mosquitoes, and I just saw this the other day. They kill more humans than anything else.
Any other infection?
Infectious, well, anything else, I mean, as far as like,
Bugs of some sort.
mosquitoes are it. I mean, they're
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
king bug,
Yeah.
really, literally. They're the kings.
Yeah, malaria and tons.
And everything else. And
CP.
we always think of us, which a lot of, you know, the US, we keep control of a lot of this stuff, right? But other countries, and there's way more than we are,
Yeah,
they don't have any control over it.
yeah. That's true.
So there's a lot of dying people over mosquitoes, so
There are.
keep an eye on them. Not to
Next.
mention, I hate those big bumps they put on
And do we have, one thing we didn't, it's not on here, but we were talking about looking at our website
Yep.
for, we could, the infectious disease report, the various reporting, certainly mosquitoes, and putting this on our website would be ideal. We should really look now for the spring what we're doing, and I would ask everyone who's, as members, to take a look at it, and maybe we come back with recommendations. I know you were the one that started it, Mr. McDonald, back when you first came on, and it's awesome. And for people to be going on, but I think if we really want to keep up on it so people can really use it. I like the Facebook page, so when if we use it enough,
That's what
and put
most of it, honestly.
right, the mosquitoes, and maybe we could put a message out
This is,
about uncovering your pools early, and
Yeah.
that would be ideal.
see, this is where it's bad that the press don't come to our meetings.
They used to always
Because,
be here.
and you know, maybe you should send them a press thing, because the quicker they get that standing water out of the
Yeah.
way, the less mosquitoes we're gonna have,
Yeah.
really, literally.
Yeah.
We used to always have, is that say more? No, we used to always have 3 or 4 folks coming.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, it would be ideal for certain, or letting them,
Well, and the other good thing is we're replayed on Bubblecast now, so.
Maybe you could issue a press release though to them.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
and just say, look, you know, remind people that if they have pools, to get them uncovered and done quick. And also any standing water, get it done, get it taken care of.
And we're fortunate, we have the Plymouth County Mosquito Control Program, so they do it.
That's true, we do have that too,
They
yeah.
have some of the best media stuff that they put out, from serious to funny, they have it all. And they do a great job. They get their information out there. They're also the people that you can call if you wanna request to have your street area sprayed.
Yeah, they put them on a list and then they start spraying when they start to, but they don't start
Maybe-
spraying really until they get something that actually causes a problem when they do the testing, right?
No, they'll do regular spraying.
Do they do it? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, well,
so
that's
we'll
good
get
too.
they'll start with the previous years, I think it's their hotspots, they have a formula for it.
Yeah,
And they'll send us a street list, and we usually put that out on Facebook so people know when you
Yep.
see the big.
no, that's good.
maybe we could add, I was thinking of where to add it, but, you're the one that organizes it. Why not, under the health agent's report, have a section regarding our Facebook page and announcements, so that if we need to put, so we can, every meeting, we can discuss what everyone thinks, or what you'll put on it. it will remind us to put educational things on it too. And it will maybe remind all our members that we really should be looking at it more. Does that work for you, Pat?
Absolutely.
Okay. Next would be announcements. I just have one that this is Jean Connaughton. Connaughton, I can never say her name. Is this her last meeting? And I thank you so much for all your, you've been with us, is it 3 years now?
I would say at least that. Yeah.
Jean's been around a long
Yeah,
time,
but-
on our boards.
Lot
She
of
has
boards.
been, but on
Yes,
the-
she has. She's
This
been
is
a-
the last one.
You've been a worker for a long time.
Yeah,
So
and
I'm going to relax now. I
on the
think.
board of, I mean, you've been here for, I think 3 years or so.
Oh, at least 3 years.
And it's been, yeah, thank you for all your,
It's been
especially
very,
when we were doing a lot with the housing and the hotels, it was invaluable, all your, you know, you knew a lot about the housing authority.
She's done a lot of good things for this town, when she, all the boards she serviced on, trust me. I've been involved many times and she's been terrific,
Yeah.
terrific lady.
I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah, come back and
It's
visit.
time to move.
So, well, we thank you very much.
Thank you,
It was
Jean.
nice being here. Thank you.
Any other announcements, anyone?
I move we approve the minutes of May 1st, 2024, if nobody has any questions. Hearing none, I'll look for a second.
I don't, a second,
Okay, second.
and roll call vote,
Patrick Tropiano, yes?
and Amy Vigan, yes.
Yes. There's no
Thank you.
48-hour
Robin, for all your work on getting all these together. Any other business not anticipated, and I
Move
would.
to adjourn.
And I second that,
Okay, roll call, Patrick Tropiano, yes.
and Amy Vigan, yes.
All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Thank you.